If a woman hugs you like this, you can safely assume this. Facts men ignore. The hug is never just a hug. Have you ever brushed off a hug from a woman, thinking, it's just a hug, no big deal? That's where most men go wrong. What if I told you, it's never just a hug? Every second she holds you, every gentle squeeze, every soft placement of her hand, it carries meaning, real meaning. Because women, especially emotionally aware women, don't do things without intention. A hug can be many things. It can be a quiet test, a subtle show of power, a message she sends to the world, or even a mirror she's holding up to your emotional presence. And if you're missing those signals, if you're only seeing the surface, you're playing checkers while she's playing four-dimensional chess. You're reacting to the move while she's already planned 3 steps ahead. See, the ancient Stoics taught us something powerful. Most men wander through life reacting. Few ever learn to truly perceive. And that's the problem. We're taught to chase, to fix, to impress, but not to observe, not to feel what's really happening in a quiet moment like a hug. So today we're slowing down. We're going to decode that moment, to see what she's really saying when no words are spoken. Because once you understand what a hug from a woman actually means, you'll start to see your interactions differently. Not as random, but as intentional. Not as simple, but as signals. And once you can read those signals, you stop chasing. You start leading. Let's begin. Part 1. She's testing your confidence. Here's the first truth you need to know. When a woman hugs you, she might not be showing affection. She might be testing it. Sounds strange, right? But it's real. From the moment she pulls you in, she's watching you. Not in a manipulative way, but in a deeply instinctual way. She's reading your body language, your presence, your energy. Do you stiffen up like you're unsure of yourself? Do you pat her on the back like you're burping a baby? Or do you stay calm, still, grounded, composed in the moment? This isn't about being macho or trying to impress her. It's about non-neediness. It's about presence. Because confidence isn't loud. It's not flashy. It's quiet, rooted, subtle. A hug to her is like a job interview when they offer you a glass of water. It seems polite, but really, they're watching how you handle it. Your hands, your poise, your level of ease. Same thing here. If you hesitate, if you overthink, if you try to earn the moment, you've already failed the test. Because the man who needs validation from a hug, he's not ready for the woman who gives it. The Stoics had a word for this, ataraxia, a calm that comes from inner mastery. The man who embodies that doesn't seek permission. He simply is, present, unshaken. And she feels that. She registers it faster than you realize. That hug already told her more than words ever could. Part 2. She's reading your emotional availability. Now it goes deeper. A hug isn't just physical, it's emotional sensing. It's her way of feeling the emotional climate of the man she's holding. To her, it's like tapping on a wall to see if it's hollow. She wants to know, is there substance behind this man's presence? Or just surface? Women are intuitive. They can pick up on energy within seconds, sometimes without even realizing it themselves. When she hugs you, she's feeling for depth. Is your presence warm, grounded, and real? Or is it distant, distracted, anxious? Because even if you say all the right things, if your body feels cold, if your mind is spinning with insecurity or pretense, she'll sense it, and she'll pull away, emotionally, if not physically. Now here's the key. Being emotionally available doesn't mean being emotional. It doesn't mean pouring your heart out or trying to impress her with vulnerability. It means being anchored. It means being fully present without needing anything from her. The Stoic man doesn't suppress his feelings. He simply doesn't let them control him. He's aware, calm, in command. He doesn't chase connection, but he doesn't run from it either. He's there, fully. And that right there is rare, because most men, they're either too guarded or too needy, too open too soon, or closed off entirely. But when a man is steady, collected, at peace in his own skin, she feels it, and she respects it, because that kind of man doesn't just hug back, he makes her feel safe within it. Part 3. She's setting the physical tone. Here's what most men miss. When she hugs you, she's setting the tone. Not just for the moment, but for everything that might come next. The way she initiates contact, close or distant, soft or lingering, isn't random. It's her way of drawing the first line in the sand. A boundary, a signal, a kind of invitation or limitation. Is the hug brief and polite? Is it full body, heart to heart? Does she linger or pull away quickly? She knows what each of those versions mean. Do you? Most men, unfortunately, either get too excited or too hesitant. They either rush ahead, assuming more is coming, or they pull back, afraid to misstep. Either way, they miss the point. Because this isn't about escalation, it's about calibration. She's feeling your awareness. Not just are you attracted to her, but are you emotionally intelligent enough to read the room? A man with poise doesn't react. He registers what's happening. He reads her tension, her comfort, her rhythm, and he mirrors it, not to manipulate, but to respect it. See, the Stoics taught us, power is not force. It's restraint guided by perception. And that's what women look for. A man who's powerful enough not to need control. Because when you respect the pace she sets, you show that you're not chasing her body. You're respecting her presence. And that makes her lean in even more. Part 3. She's setting the physical tone. Here's what most men miss. When she hugs you, she's setting the tone. Not just for the moment, but for everything that might come next. The way she initiates contact, close or distant, soft or lingering, isn't random. It's her way of drawing the first line in the sand. A boundary, a signal, a kind of invitation or limitation. Is the hug brief and polite? Is it full body, heart to heart? Does she linger or pull away quickly? She knows what each of those versions mean. Do you? Most men, unfortunately, either get too excited or too hesitant. They either rush ahead, assuming more is coming, or they pull back, afraid to misstep. Either way, they miss the point. Because this isn't about escalation, it's about calibration. She's feeling your awareness. Not just are you attracted to her, but are you emotionally intelligent enough to read the room? A man with poise doesn't react. He registers what's happening. He reads her tension, her comfort, her rhythm, and he mirrors it, not to manipulate, but to respect it. See, the Stoics taught us, power is not force. It's restraint guided by perception. And that's what women look for. A man who's powerful enough not to need control. Because when you respect the pace she sets, you show that you're not chasing her body. You're respecting her presence. And that makes her lean in even more. Part 5. The secret power of stillness. Here's what most men never realize. In stillness, she feels the truth. When you hug a woman and you're truly still, not fidgeting, not rushing, not trying to perform or impress, you create a rare kind of space. A space where tension dissolves, where she's not being pushed or pulled, but simply received. That stillness, it speaks louder than words. It tells her, I'm not here to conquer, I'm here to connect. You see, most men approach intimacy like a mission, always doing, chasing, proving. But a grounded man doesn't chase. He holds. He's not in a rush to escalate, because he's already complete. And that, ironically, is what makes him magnetic. Women are drawn to men who don't flinch in silence, who can hold presence without collapsing into neediness or overcompensation. Because that presence, that calm, centered energy, feels like home. In Stoic philosophy, true power is quiet, not because it hides, but because it doesn't need to shout. Stillness is strength under control. It's a man who governs himself, not by suppressing his emotions, but by not being ruled by them. So when you hug her, don't just embrace her body, let your stillness embrace her spirit. Because when a woman feels safe in your stillness, that's when she starts to open in ways words could never reach. Part 6. When she hugs you first, what it really means. When a woman hugs you first, most men smile, feel flattered, maybe even flustered, but very few pause to ask, why now? What is she really communicating beneath the surface? Because here's the truth. Women rarely take the lead physically without intention. That hug isn't just about politeness. It's a soft reveal of trust, sometimes desire, sometimes vulnerability. When she initiates that embrace, she's not just crossing a physical space. She's crossing an emotional boundary, and she's watching how you respond. Will you overreact and ruin the moment? Will you freeze up and betray insecurity? Or will you hold her with calm confidence, as if you've been here before? This is where so many men miss the moment. They either assume it means everything, or they think it means nothing. But the truth lives in between. She might be testing how safe she feels with you. She might be signaling a shift, from friendship to something deeper, from interest to intimacy. But here's the key. Don't rush to define it. Don't ask her what it means. Just meet it with grounded presence. In Stoic thought, we learn to observe without being owned by desire. And in female psychology, the man who can accept affection without chasing more becomes more desirable. So when she hugs you first, don't think I've won. Think, she just handed me something fragile. Let me be worthy of it. Because how you hold her in that moment will tell her everything she needs to know. Part 7. The goodbye hug. When she says more without words, there's a silence in certain goodbyes. One that lingers even after the hug is over. Sometimes it's just a simple farewell, but sometimes it's her final message, wrapped in warmth, pressed against your chest, lasting just a second too long. Men often misread this moment. They think, if she hugs me tighter, maybe there's still hope. If she holds on longer, maybe she still wants me. But here's the truth. The goodbye hug isn't always about staying. It's about closure. In psychology, we call this a soft exit. It's the way women create emotional transition, not through confrontation, but through quiet gestures that say, I cared, I really did, but now, I'm letting go. And it's in this hug where she checks one last thing. Will he chase? Will he beg? Or will he stand strong? Because nothing reveals a man's emotional maturity more than the way he handles endings. A weak man clings. A reactive man lashes out. But a grounded man, he holds her gently, looks her in the eyes, and says, take care. Not with bitterness, but with respect. In Stoic thought, we are reminded, don't try to possess what was never yours to control. Letting go gracefully is sometimes the highest expression of strength. So when that goodbye hug comes, don't ask for more. Don't rewind the past. Just feel it fully and release her, because the way you let her go tells the next woman how you're capable of holding her. Part 8. When she hugs you like she's holding on to something else. Sometimes the woman hugs you, but it's not really you she's holding. It's the memory, the feeling, the version of you that once made her feel alive. Her arms may be around your body, but her mind is clinging to the past. You feel her grip. It's tight, almost desperate, and for a moment you think, maybe she still loves me. But here's the truth most men miss. She's not hugging you to stay. She's hugging you to say goodbye to what you once were. This kind of hug is full of nostalgia, full of what-ifs, full of quiet grief. And your job as a man, not to promise her the past back, but to honor what you had, and not confuse longing with love. In the teachings of the Stoics, there's a powerful lesson. Don't tie yourself to what once brought you joy. Tie yourself to the present, where life truly lives. She may be mourning who you used to be, but if you're truly growing, you're no longer that man. And that's okay. Let her hug the memory. Let her release it. And when she lets go, you let go too. Not out of coldness, but because real love honors change, even when it means walking away. Part 9. The hug you never got, and why it still hurts. Let's talk about the hug you never got. The one you waited for. The one you thought you earned. The one she never gave. You showed up. You stayed loyal. You listened. You cared. But in the end, she just walked away. No warmth. No closure. Just silence. And that hurts more than any goodbye hug ever could. Why? Because the absence of a hug feels like a judgment. Like you weren't enough. Like your effort never mattered. But here's what I want every man to remember. Her silence isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of where she was emotionally unable to go. Some women don't say goodbye because they don't know how. They ghost, they pull away. Not because you failed, but because they couldn't face the depth of your presence. In Stoic philosophy, we are told, do not grieve what you never truly possessed. You gave your energy, your loyalty, your heart. That alone makes you whole. Don't chase closure from someone who never valued openness. And don't confuse absence with rejection. The hug you never got, it doesn't define you. But the way you heal from it, that will. Hold yourself now. Stand tall. You don't need her arms. When you finally learn to stand in your own strength. Her hug is just the beginning. So next time a woman hugs you, don't just feel it on your skin. Read it with your soul. Because behind every embrace is a story, a signal, sometimes even a secret she can't say out loud. And whether that hug means desire, distance, or closure, what truly matters is that you remain steady, aware, and self-led. Stoic men don't chase clarity from others. They build clarity within. They don't ask, what does this mean? They ask, what am I becoming through this? So don't just decode her actions. Master your own responses. And remember, her hug is just one part of story. Your reaction is the part you get to write. If this message hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more content that speaks to the man you're becoming. What kind of hug have you experienced lately? Drop your story or question in the comments. Let's grow stronger together. Until next time, lead with depth, live with clarity, and never stop learning the language behind her silence.